Hello and welcome again to MrOzAtheist reviewing my week on Twitter. The first thing that really came up this week was the imminent death of Fred Phelps. If you're not familiar with Fred, he is the leader and I believe founder of the Westboro Baptist Church, and he is responsible for organising protests like this. Now, since the initial news broke that Fred was unwell, he has since kicked the bucket. Don't think anyone's going to be too upset about that, at least not anyone outside his family. I did tweet that I hope people don't stoop to the Fred Phelps level by protesting his funeral. I've seen a picture of a couple of people just holding up a sign saying sorry for your loss, so I guess that's fair enough. One thing that did come out of this was this link here that Kevin Ticcio has sent me, which is a little bit of a story about some of the people leaving the Westboro Baptist Church. And if you want to have a listen to that, I'll have the link in the notes to this episode. And I think it all summed up here by Kevin, Perth Atheist, when he said, "How about we just don't speak of Fred Phelps ever again after today? The world is a better place without him, and he doesn't deserve to be remembered." I wholeheartedly agree with that. And after this video, I hope I never have to speak about this awful human being again. This week on Twitter also saw the creation of the account for this handsome young man, Muhammad, at SexyMuhammad1. Very funny account. I highly recommend you follow it. I'm picking that this will have thousands and thousands of followers in the not too distant future. But with an account like this, obviously comes the controversy and the calls for censorship. So Hannah_231_ here says, "Everyone go report this account, Sexy Muhammad. It's disgusting." Not giving people a chance to think for themselves, obviously, but just demanding they do it. And I said, no, by the way, you spelt hilarious wrong, because this account is indeed hilarious. And Hannah and I had a bit of a discussion. I asked her why she gets to decide what jokes can and can't be made on Twitter, who put her in charge, and another couple of tweets that you can see here. And basically the point being, why does she get to decide what we can and can't laugh at? And I've said to her in this last one here, people laugh at your religion. If you don't like it, go hide in your superstition hut or whatever it's called. And it just frustrates me that, Muslims think, well, I'm offended by the joke you've made about my religion, and therefore you can't joke about it anymore. And it's just ridiculous. So I've said here, fuck you and fuck your religion if you think you get to demand what I can and can't laugh at, which pretty much sums it up for me. And I had a chat with Nicole, who's Heartbreak RN, and she said, I said to her, who these people think they are, and she answered here, fucking idiots who think that the whole world has to play along with their silly game they made up, which is absolutely spot on. It's ridiculous. So here he is again, Sexy Muhammad. Highly recommend you go and follow this guy, and you will have lots of laughs. A tweet here that comes up a lot, this time from Elijah T. "If atheism is no more than one answer to one question, why do people define themselves as atheists? I don't define myself by what I don't believe." I'm a bit surprised that this question gets asked. Elijah and I had a little bit of a conversation, and then I've said to him, I can't work out whether you're being staggeringly naive or just playing dumb. Religion is dominant in the world, so people need to understand that as atheists, we are in the minority in that we see ourselves quite different to everyone else, and that's why we do it. It's not like if you don't believe in dragons, you need to differentiate yourself, because people who believe in dragons aren't impacting the world like people who believe in gods and goddesses are. And just a Muslim here showing that Islam, the religion of peace, is anything but that. I wish Taliban could target some atheist people like you. These people are just ridiculous. Okay, on to blogs. Here is Atheist Alan, who is at reason_on, who wrote a blog about Fred Phelps being at death's door. Recommend that you check that one out. It focuses on not stooping to Fred's level, as I spoke about earlier in this video. A new blog here from Non-Prophetess, an argument for evidence. This is in reply to a blog by Elijah T, who was also mentioned earlier in this same video. Highly recommend you read that. And have a look at what she had to say about it. And then this tweet here, which I said, if you want to entertain yourself for a few minutes, I strongly recommend reading the convo between Non-Prophetess and Elijah T. Go into their histories, check it out. It was a good convo and something that I think everyone can take something away from. And Mrs. V, or Scholar Ms. V, has a new blog here, and it's about the hypocrisy of Christianity, and another good blog that I recommend that you check out this week. Okay, laughs. Who doesn't like a good laugh? One of the best parts of Twitter. Here we've got Ra Franco. So if you're not following her, you're crazy. Saying to Mo Ansar, one of the more well-known Muslim tweeters, every time you cry Islamophobia, a Muslim woman reads a book and becomes more educated. We know you don't want that, so stop. Made me laugh out loud. There was a bit of a conversation which ensued after this. Ravi Mo, again, like before, I recommend you go and check this out. Ra just destroys him basically, so very much worth having a look at. And here's a tweet. So someone tweeted that most atheists are just like religious people, and I just said, oh, apes, yep, that's us, every single one of us. And then Trophy Slide said, here, if we're apes, how come we have to pay to go to the zoo? Again, I had a bit of a laugh at that one. That was very good. And then my mate here again, Perth Atheist, Kevin, someone said, I guess that's why you people made Twilight. And he said, I'd rather you tell me to go to hell than blame me for Twilight, which obviously was very funny and not a bad effort at all. Okay, this week I got a new thing. I call it the Batman Thumbs Up, and it's just a couple of tweets that I wanted to highlight as something that I took notice of. Here was Godfrey World saying, ask atheists how their God explains why murder is immoral. You will never receive a satisfying answer. I thought that was a very good question to ask. And here, Matthew, who is OVO Prince _, we had a quite long chat together, and it ended like this with him saying, all right, you have your good afternoon, sir, and me saying, cheers, you too. And it's good when we can not agree on things, but at least we end the conversation on a polite and civil note. So thumbs up to those two people there. Okay, I wanted to give out a couple of thank yous this week. Dan Arell tweeted, if your activism was inspired by a celebrity atheist, who was it? And he says that he got active after reading The End of Faith by Sam Harris. There was a few people who actually named me among the people that helped them get active, and I was absolutely flattered and humbled by that. So thank you to those people who put me in that category. I never thought that I would influence people with this account, so it's just it's lovely that people think of me that way. And then this tweet by MrOzAtheist, I love at MrOzAtheist, and I haven't mentioned this enough. Not sure what I did to inspire this, but again, just a lovely thing to read in your mentions, so thank you very much for that. And now it is time for Tweet of the Week, and this week I have picked Star Stuff in Alabama at AL Atheist. We are joined, you and I, both in our humanity and in our molecular origins. This is a beautiful thing, and that is a beautiful tweet. So congratulations, Star Stuff in Alabama. That is just wonderful. Great work. Okay, so that wraps up my second week doing a Twitter week in review. You can find me on Twitter as at MrOzAtheist. My blog is MrOzAtheist.blogspot.com. I'm on YouTube as youtube.com/user/MrOzAtheist video, and you can add me on Google Plus at Donovan MrOzAtheist. Thank you very much for stopping by and watching this video.